What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Grind Force Gaming. Nova here again with another Street Fighter Duel video, and today we are going to be talking about the new update that just came out. So I just want to kind of hop into this and go through it and let you guys know everything that changed and how you can find it so that you can just check out the stuff on your own and make sure that you're optimizing your game based on the updates that just came in. So I am recording this on my phone. That's why I'm looking down at this moment in time. So we're just going to go through here from the start. So Gouken just came in. His X move is here as well. I have not looked at that yet, so we'll look at that together. And we have some other updates here. The big one I think to take note of is going to be the soul power development feature. So basically this is just a way that I guess the developers are looking to try to like round out some of the fighters to balance the game a little bit more. And these are acquired in-game through idle rewards, and I guess through other things as well. They're in the shop now too. And they're only available to certain fighters. So only certain fighters have this new upgrade feature available. Not all of them do. And you have to have them at SSS plus 2 in order to unlock it in the first place. We've got some new events coming up. I'm not going to dive into those because they're not here right now. We've got some optimizations here, and they fixed Shelter, which is great. I guess the shield was disappearing after a while after not taking damage, so they fixed that. I guess they fixed Athlete Chun-Li's passive skill fix. So for those of you that don't know, her passive was not working when she was in the tag position, even if she had a wind vortex on the field. I have not tested this yet. They say that it's fixed. We'll need to check that out, and I might do that later, but I'm not going to do that in this video. Summer Yang's vehicle, they fixed as well. He was just like nothing but errors from the moment they released him. Such an amazing fighter, but I guess they didn't test him at all. They had issues with his fighting spirit. Now they've got issues with his vehicle. So I guess they fixed that stuff. So maybe he actually works as he's meant to at this point in time. And again, as well, they fixed, this was an issue since day one. So for those of you that have been playing from the start, so this is like, we're like 6 months in at this point, and it took them that long to fix again. So it's good that they're fixing these things. And I think one thing that's worth noting, more so than anything else with this update, is that a lot of creators were complaining about these things. I don't want to say complain. They were bringing these things up on YouTube because when they were making their videos, they were doing these testings and stuff, and they were noticing that things weren't working. And it took a long time for Crunchyroll to come around and for the devs to actually fix these things. So I guess this shows that at this point in time, they're starting to listen to the creators, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. They are very quick to, the devs are very quick to put in new pay-to-win content, but they are very slow to fix the issues on older content. I don't know why that is. They have a very poor balance of new content, updates, and quality of life fixes and updates as well, which hopefully they change in the future, but I guess they are listening now. I do want to make note as well, now that I bring that up, that if we go into the training tab here, we go into the X moves, there was another issue with this specific X move, okay, with Vigilante, where the speed, you'll see the speed here on the right under the exclusive stats, was actually not being applied. This was a big topic over the last couple weeks where people finally realized that this wasn't actually working and they started bringing it up. They actually fixed this, but they didn't mention it. So they kind of swept this one under the rug. They did not mention this in the update that they fixed it, but apparently they did. There was also an issue with burn damage, burn stacking. So that was fixed as well. These two things were shadow patched. They did not talk about it or bring it up at all. And the burn, I don't know why they didn't bring that up, but you might see higher damage now using fighters that stack burn. But as far as the Vigilante one goes, I'm surprised they didn't do any compensation or talk about this, but a lot of people had to pay for this. They didn't wait to just get it normally. So a lot of people spent money on something in this game that didn't work and received no compensation after 6 months of it having an issue. So that's kind of a rough thing to take in. I wish that they were better about stuff like this, but anyway, we'll move on from that. Here is Gouken's X move here. So he's granting allied fighters a shield equal to 60% of his HP loss, capped at 20% of his max HP. So you'll definitely want to use this later in the game. Looks like it increases with stats. Let's see here. 70% of lost HP. So he's just doing some good shielding, which is pretty awesome. But that's, going to be best if you are using Gouken. So if you do decide to pull for him, then you might want to think about getting his X move as well. So let's take a look here at the shop. I mentioned the Soul Core here and the Soul Shards. They do show up in the shop now, and you can purchase them. This one here Here, let me just go ahead and I'll just refresh it because I always do 2 refreshes a day. So, oh, you can only get 3 per day anyway. So, okay, that's fine. Those were bought with cash. These are bought with gems. I don't know, like, I don't know if it's worth the gems yet. I'm not, I'm a little hesitant to like actually spend gems on these right now because I'm not really sure how important it is. But I always do pick up the vehicle tokens these days. So I'll just grab those. I also need some boost stones. So let's go ahead and grab those here as well. Do one more refresh here. I'm going to do some upgrading today with some of my fighters. So I'll do that here in this video as well. So I think I need, okay, I got 600 of those. So that's pretty solid. These I do as well. Insufficient cash. Okay, let's pop back into my bag here. I've got quite a bit. So they do give you a lot when you first start out. You'll see here I've got 326 of these. I've got 3,810 of the soul shards. So these are for levels 1 to 40, and then these are for levels 41 to 120. So let's just go ahead and just use all of these, I guess. I need to pick this up before I forget. All right, great. So now what we're going to do is just hop into the fighters here so I can show you the soul shards. Viper has it available to her. So on the right-hand side underneath the garage, you'll see soul power. If I click on this, now we have this whole new like avenue for upgrading. This one is doing a defense bonus. This one doesn't tell you. I don't think any of these tell you until you unlock them. But at level 40, depending on your star level, you're getting some different things, but it looks like it remains the same. Different abilities come into play here as well. So I haven't done any upgrades yet. I don't know. I mean, I guess we can do some for her because I do use Viper a lot, but who else did we have here? Street Poison had them as well. It's not unlocked because she's not SSS plus 2. She's just SSS plus 1 for me. And if I remember correctly, I think E Honda had it available to him as well. Yeah, he did. So they look a little different based on the class. So his tank situation here looks a little bit different than Viper's. And again, I haven't done any of these yet, so I'm not really sure how they work, but I will definitely dive a little bit deeper into that later and let you guys know how that functions. But for the Void Awakening here, we've got our typical Void gift. As we do with most of these updates, you just get, clickable rewards here. There are some tickets in there which are great to get. For the Void Tower, we have a progress section here. We had this in a previous event as well. I think we had this for Evil for You, if I remember correctly. We just kind of pass through here. You've got some different rewards that you can receive. And obviously at the end here, we have these special summon tickets, which are amazing. I have 405 special summon tickets. I've been saving them because I don't know who I want to go for. But I am kind of leaning toward Evil Ryu. Not really thinking that Gouken's going to be worth those tickets, but you do have the ability to upgrade your fighters within the event as well and increase your stats, which is going to help you out here in the scores for the Discipline Rivalry. This is just another boss fight. It's going to be 3 teams, and by participating in it, you're going to get these rewards here, which have these manuals, the Battlelust manuals, and that's what you're going to be using to upgrade stats like this one here within the Battlelust. So the first thing that I need to do here, because I've just kind of been delaying this because I haven't been sure like who I want to do upgrades for, but I do think that doing this upgrading here for Dulcim is going to be really important, especially because they fix the burn damage, and especially because I am 1 vehicle away from having 6 vehicles on Flame Chun-Li, and she's really going to shine in these boss fights, so I want to try to maximize my scores. So what we'll do here is just very quickly level up Dulcim. All right, so I am going to push him all the way to FS plus 30 because I want that 30 skill, because I want that increased burn damage. This is going to be huge for boss battles. It's also going to be great for Shadowlands, and that's going to help me increase my scores. Okay, so he's set here. I wish I had 6 vehicles on him. I only have 3, unfortunately. But now what we're going to do is hop over to Flame Chun-Li. So my account is free to play in the sense that I have not boosted myself to like change my gameplay. But I did pick up Nero and I did pick up Flame Chun-Li. So that is the difference here. That's why I have her. But, make no mistake here. My power level is 41 million. I am on 3410. My progress is on par with everybody else that's free to play that's been in the game since it first began. So let's go ahead and just level her up here as well. And I don't think I have enough to get her Fighting Spirit to FS 30. I think I'm going to fall a little short on that. Even with picking up the stones today, I think I'm like 100 or so maybe short. But we're going to get these levels done here, and then we'll hop into the challenge and run a few games and see what kind of scores we can get. Okay, so I was able to get her to plus 27, unfortunately. I don't have quite enough to get her all the way up, so we're not going to see that full effect of that skill. I get this foil level because I think I can get a level today. There we go, perfect. So 307. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is just hop back into Void Awakening. We're going to go to Special, or Disciple Rivalry. And let's take a look here. I already did a little bit of a team composition here, but I'm going to make a quick swap here because this is going to be my burn team. So I want to have Fei Long in the assist because I want to increase my burn damage and my flame damage. So that's going to be kind of like the priority here with this team. And you can see here I'm doing Flame Chun-Li first because I want to stack as much as I can, doing my healing, doing additional stacking with her C2, and then I'm just trying to let Dulcim really kick it into gear here with the C3 and do the majority of the damage. So let's just throw Blanca here on BZ. So for this team, my goal is just to do as much AoE damage as I can and to do it quickly. That's why I've got BZ in here, but he's not slotted. I'm just using Fashion Blanca, and I'm using Street Poison to do the crit buffing on the C1. So this one we already talked about. I don't have Nero slotted, but this is how this combo is going to look. And for this one, this is just kind of like, I don't have another like really good team to put together, but this is the concept here, is to just do like some armor break. I've got some healing coming in from Rose, and I've also got Athlete Chun-Li in the tag. So hopefully, they fixed it, and we will have a effective passive skill. But, I'm not really doing the testing right now, so I'm not going to know if there's a difference. I'm not going to check the numbers, but we can go ahead and just go into these fights and see how they work. My third team is just kind of like what I have. It's just like a matching of fighters that in theory do pair well together. Oh wow, Fashion Blanca's already out. Ken's doing a lot of damage. He's got a really like powerful uppercut that's coming in, and it's really doing some serious damage to this team. Surprised that B. Zangief is still alive at this point. So this is going to be a pretty low score actually, I think, comparatively, 34 million. Now, I haven't done any of the other things that would allow me to upgrade, because I don't know if in the other like playthrough section where you have like the different nodes that you can fight, if you get the abilities to like do any upgrades from that. So I haven't done any like upgrades from the Battlelust yet to make these fighters any stronger. This is just like the baseline with no event boosting whatsoever. So I don't think the score is going to be that impressive. We'll do this one first, and then we'll hop into the other section of the event and see if we get those manuals, because if we get the manuals and we can do some upgrades, then we should instantly see a difference in the scores and the power that we have coming into these fights, because right now we're pretty much just getting, so like we're not making it the full time. We're losing our damage dealers right away. Let's try with this one here and just see how this team does, because like I said, this team's not really that built. It's lacking in gear. They're lacking in level. My Guile's the only one that's, well, Cammy's SSS as well. But the other two are just SS. Yeah, they're really nuking the damage dealer here. So I think getting some upgrades is going to be very important. We'll see how my score on this one with no upgrades compares to everybody else within my server. There are a lot of whales in my server, so it is tough to get, a good ranking, but we'll see how this one compares. It looks like the scores were pretty standard across the board, surprisingly. But let's take a look and see. 86 million as the total score. Let's collect our thing here, pop into achievements. Ooh, more vehicle tokens, good. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do the 6th vehicle on Flame Chun-Li, actually. Not that it would have mattered. They killed Dulcim instantly on that one, but let's go ahead and do that just for fun. I have some choice chests for her, so I need Motorcycle HM for Flame Chun-Li, so let's back out here. Go into the bag. Let's go down here to my vehicle choice chests. Flame Chun-Li. I think it just gives you what you're missing. Yeah, okay, it does. All right, so that's pretty awesome. Let's go back to Flame Chun-Li. Remote, go to garage. We can do quick equip. And there we go. So now she's got her full 6 out of 6 vehicles. So what's great about this is that when any single enemy on the field has 50 times flame penetration, all allies on the field receive 100% boost to their crit rate and flame damage for the rest of the match. So this is amazing. This is key for use with Dulcine. All right, let's pop back in here, go into the Void Tower. And let's see. Okay, so we do get these from completing these. So this is really important. So before you do the boss fights, if you want to maximize your scores, I think it's a good idea to just try to move through some of these first and get these manuals so that you can do some upgrades. Because what we're going to see here is once I do a bunch of these fights, I get a bunch of these manuals, we're going to be able to do a lot more damage. Let's just do a handful more of these, and then I'm just going to use the same team too. I'm going to skip. I'm not going to show you guys like everything here. I'm just going to skip, and then we'll go do a bunch of leveling up afterward, because I'm just going to use the same team. If I change a team, I'll let you guys know. All right, guys, so here's the first puzzle for the spider web hunt. We're going to go into here, and this one's a little bit tricky. It's kind of a weird setup, to be honest. You have to move things around a lot, so we're going to move that one first. We'll move this one over. I'm going to come up here. We're going to move this one up twice, and then we're going to move it over as well, because we're going to need to make room so that we can come all the way back down here and readjust these. So this one's going to go here. We're going to push that one up. We're going to come here, and then we're going to push this one all the way up so that we can move out of this area. And then we can just push this one down like this. Go over here, and then we'll do the same for this one. This one could be potentially tricky, but in the end, it's not too difficult. You just have to move things around and then like go back and undo it. But okay, there's that. Perfect. All right, so we'll just keep moving forward here and use up the rest of our attempts for today so we can try to do as much upgrading as we possibly can. Okay, so now we're going to go into the boss fight here. It is possible that we will not get the full stars because the upgrades that you can do to your fighters in this game also affect your stats for this section of the event. So if you fight this and you don't get enough points, it's not a problem. Just continue to upgrade the Battlelust and then, Battlelust I think it's called, and then you'll be able to get a higher score on this and you'll be able to pull it off. But we'll see. Maybe I can get it first try. Maybe I can get all 3 stars. We will see. It's going pretty well so far. If it's anything like the Crusade fights against Betharak, then eventually there's going to be a nuke that comes in, and ultimately if I can't survive that, then that's really going to hinder my points that I put up, which is pretty close here. I'm using Able for the shielding, but I should probably have a lane in there for heal, because then they would all be full health right now, but we're making it to the end anyway, so it shouldn't really have much of a bearing on that. Let's see. Oh, all but one. Okay, well, we got the ticket, so that's the most important. All right, we got a few more fights here to do, and then we'll go into the Battlelust and do some upgrades, and then we'll retry the Discipline Rivalry, and then we'll try fighting Ken again. All right, guys, here's the other puzzle in the Spiderweb Hunt. We're going to pop in here and just take a look at this real quick. So we've got the ability to change. Which one does the red change? Okay, red changes over there, which I think we'll need to change again. Blue is changing this one, but it's not letting us cross yet, so... Okay, so we're going to hit it twice on each, and then we can come over here and take this teleport. Then we're going to come over here and rotate this one, which we're going to need to make sure that it lines up with that. Okay, because that will mean that we can get to the chest then. So we'll go back here. We're going to come back this way and rotate the blue one. Let's just keep doing 90 just to do the same thing every time. And that's it. Not too hard. Not too hard. One more fight in here to clear this, and then we'll have maximized our rewards aside from the final gems. But in regards to being able to do the upgrades in the Battlelust section, This will give us the remaining points that, ooh, I might actually lose this one. Okay. Let's change my lineup then. Because our issue here is Guile, so we're just going to make this swap, and I am going to bring in Elena instead of Abel because I want those heals. And we can go for an interrupt. So what I'm going to do here is just go into manual. I'm going to let this bar raise up just a little bit, and then we'll do this here at the end. So we have Bisangiv coming in to do an interrupt. Didn't get the interrupt. I did get the stun though, so much better on this route. An easy victory. Sometimes you just have to change one fighter. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and open all of these up. And then we'll switch over and do the upgrades here in the Battlelust. So X move we have the option to do, but I don't have the X move, so I don't know that that matters. Attack and defense. HP and crit and dodge. Okay, in this one. So let's just go ahead. We have quite a few. So I can actually go into this one already. Increases friendly fighter's attack by 3 and 8%. So we've got stacking attack bonus here. So that's really awesome. HP and crit rate's pretty good. Attack and defense I like better. Increasing attack. Now I don't know the correct route to do this. I don't know like what the best like way to start out. You're eventually going to unlock all of these, so it's not that big of a deal. But just to maximize scores in the beginning, let's just try and take a look here and see what looks the best. HP bonus and attack. Damage bonus, damage reduction. So that's a nice one to get. Let's go check this one now. Gain a shield. We don't have a choice. We have to do this one to move forward. Defense and crit rate, crit resilience, crit resist, and damage bonus. Okay, which one of these? I won't even tell me what it is. I don't know which one's the most important here at the back. So I'm kind of leaning toward just going ahead and all of these so that I can at least see what these final ones are. And then at least you guys have an idea of what path to take if you don't want to unlock all of these. But let's take a look here. Okay, this one down helps with speed. Increases damage. Okay, so this is going to really help my Flame Chun-Li team. So let's go ahead and do that. Combo 3 damage by 12 per second for 8 seconds after unleashing a combo or super combo. Okay, so that's helpful. We can do that. Speed is always good. Speed is very important. Let's go ahead and do that one. Attack and defense bonus. Defense is something I'm definitely leaning toward right now. This is stacking attack, so that's really important. We might as well just go ahead and max that one. And then crit resist, pressure, HP bonus, and attack. Heavy hit rate. What were these two? HP and crit. Was this crit rate? That was crit rate. And crit damage. We can do another. Let's do another upgrade in there. And then I don't think we can do any more. I think we need 2 for everything. Okay, great. So that's going to make a huge difference now. So let's go ahead and pop back into the Void Awakening. And we're going to go into Discipline Rivalry. And let's go ahead and just give this another try. We're going to keep the same teams. But now that we've done the same, we've done these upgrades, using these same teams should give us a better score. So just to remind you guys here in the leaderboards, where was mine? I got 86 million, which puts me in 232nd place. So not very good. Let's try this now one last time and see what kind of difference we're seeing with the upgrades that we made. So I should be able to survive a little bit better. And I should be able to do more damage. So already I'm about to pass my original damage on the first round of this, but they did get Fashion Blanca immediately, so that definitely hinders my score. But I'm already looking at about almost 30 million more damage on that round, 25 million more damage on that round. So this one I'm interested to see because now I have the 6 vehicles on Flame Chun-Li. And I think that I should be seeing definitely some higher damage and definitely better burn stacking. But they're doing some burn too. I really need something to combat that. This team's doing quite well though. But I'm yet to get to 50 stacks. So I haven't seen the vehicle realized yet. And she got knocked out before we could even get to 50 stacks. But that's okay. The more you level those things up, and as the days go, you'll be able to put up higher scores. I wouldn't worry too much about day one scores. You're just getting the rewards for participating. But definitely find the right path for the fighters that you use, and then you can continue to upgrade, and then you'll start to get better scores that way as well. So let's see how this one turns out. I really wish I had a better third team, but I'm just not quite there yet. So this one's going to be more or less the same as the first time around. I think this is, well, it's maybe about like 10 million more. We'll see what difference this makes in my ranking. Was I 232? I think at 86 million. So almost doubled my score just by doing the Battlelust upgrades. Okay, and I got 2 more. So let's pop back in here because I have 3 now, which means I can do, what was this one here? Attack bonus and damage reduction. Damage reduction, I definitely. So we'll do that one. And let's check this leaderboard now and see what kind of a change that made for me. 71st now. Okay, so not so bad. And if I do check the rankings here, can I check server ranking? There we go. Where am I now? So I'm third in my server, which isn't too bad. But I'm about, half of what our number 1 is doing. So anyway, guys, I'll do this last one here. And we'll see what kind of score I get just with that one little upgrade. I don't really expect it to be much higher. There is, of course, RNG involved in this, so I could easily have like a crazy fight here. But I'll get the final reward here, and then I'll do the last upgrade. Really kind of want to put Elena on this team because losing Fashion Blanca is huge. Like, you can see my score is just really suffering as a result of it. Like, I might not even hit the same score as last time. I'm not going to. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and leave because then you can just reset. And I believe you can just play this as much as you want. I don't think that you have like a limit on how many times you can run it back. And Fashion Blanca is just getting wrecked. I don't know if it would make a difference having Elena in there or not, but I am intrigued to see if it does make a difference. We'll let this one play out, and then I'll go ahead and check that afterward and see if it does make a difference, because she's on this team right now, and I'm not sure which is more beneficial. I don't know what team is going to do more damage at this point in time. Because with the burn that the other team is doing, I mean, my DPS units are just simply not surviving. Because unfortunately, I'm not even staying alive long enough to get the 50 stacks from Flame Chun-Li, so I don't know how much that really affects my score at this point in time. I need to get more upgrades. So maybe like tomorrow, if I have more ability to upgrade things, then I might see more of a difference, but they're dealing a lot of damage. So it's definitely difficult to stay alive and see like an actual like reading without having my DP. Like, Guile's already gone and we're at 55 seconds left still. So there's my main DPS already taken out of the game. But it could be a lineup thing. They could be more like targeting the back line, because Guile's stronger than my Cammy, and she's remaining alive. So I'm thinking maybe it would be beneficial to try. Well, that's a higher score. Let's pop in here, do some final upgrades. Let's do this attack and this defense bonus, and I can do 2 more. HP crit rate. What's our best bet here? Crit resilience, crit resistant pressure. These are too expensive to upgrade. Defense bonus and crit damage. I need more survivability. Let's go for damage bonus and crit resist. If I take less crit damage, that could be helpful. So you can continue to play these. Let's do this swap though. I do want to see if this makes a difference on my first team. And I am playing this in manual, and I'm just letting it go, or in auto, I mean, and just letting it go. I'm not doing any like manipulations to it by by changing things in real time or delaying starting. You know, there's sometimes a play to that, like letting your speed bar stack up a little bit. I'm just letting this go as is. And you can skip ahead, which I might do. I just want to see if the survivability didn't change. She's already out. But I wonder if that's going to affect my damage output overall. I don't know. They're doing more damage on this round than the previous one. All right, we'll watch the second fight, and then I'm just going to skip over the third, and we'll see what our points look like. All right, fight number 2 coming in. So now rather than having the healing from Elena, we have the crit damage boost increase coming in from Street Poison. But I'm worried that Dulcim is just going to get wrecked. Yeah, he did. So I lose a lot of my output very, very quickly there. So I dealt more damage from the other team with Elena being in there, but it looks like I'm going to deal less damage on this team. It might be beneficial to use Nero's super instead of Flame Chun-Li. I don't know. I'll have to try some different things. But let me know in the comment section, guys, if you want me to do anything more on this, testing out different fighter pairings and just kind of seeing what works better. So this is more or less the same. But anyway, guys, that's going to cover it for the video today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do more testing on the teams to show you guys some different options and maybe some things that I find that work better. Until then, hit the subscribe button and be sure to leave a like on the video, and we will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.